Thank you, Dr. Rahman, for organizing the event. Thank you, Mr. Akbar, Mr. Doval, for being panelists, and thank you for coming. I'm very happy to be in India, one of the biggest countries on earth, not only in terms of population, but also in terms of its culture, history, and scientific impact. So my book, Islam, Authoritarianism, and Underdevelopment, has been translated into 15 languages, but Hindi is particularly important for me for various reasons. Primarily, I analyze golden age of Islam from 8th to 12th centuries, how Muslims produce scientists, philosophers, and economic entrepreneurs. At that time, Muslims learn from ancient civilizations. They learn paper making from China, mathematics from India, philosophy from Greece, and then taught them to Europe. At the time, Europe was under dark ages. And my analysis of Muslim societies is very important for Muslims and non-Muslims to understand the complexity of Islamic history. Therefore, with 200 million Muslim minority, a large population of Hindus and other religions, India is important for my book to have a lively debate on multiple issues. So in few minutes, a few sentences, let me summarize to you what the book is about. It starts with contemporary analysis of the problem of authoritarianism and underdevelopment. Now, everywhere in the world, there are political debates and democracy in crisis. In my country, in the United States, many people are worried. I came here from Europe. I was in Vienna, where there is a discussion on the problem of terrorism, authoritarianism, and other problems. So, but as a Muslim myself, I want to examine out of 200 countries in the world, 50 Muslim majority countries. And these countries today, similar to other countries on the earth, have problems. But when we look at the history of these societies, we see much more dynamic scientific approach, philosophical approach, and development. So I've been living in the United States for 26 years. After 9/11, many people in the media, politics, they blame Islam, saying that, look, Muslim societies have problems because of their religion. And in the book, I show how weak this argument is, because Islam is a progressive religion. It was compatible with progress during the Muslim Golden Age from 8th to 12th centuries. But what is different at the time, and why don't Muslims have the same dynamism today? Some people say because of colonialism and imperialism. This is the second argument I engage in the book. So I say it is not Islam, but we should not focus on colonization either. Because colonialism, yes, it is a problem. Imperialism is a problem. But instead of blaming others, foreigners, international factors, Muslim societies look at their domestic issues, focusing their own ideas and institutions. Second, chronologically, when I analyze Muslim history, stagnation, philosophical and scientific decline start before colonization. That's why instead of Islam and colonization, I point to another problem, which is the ulama-state alliance, how the Islamic authorities lost their independence and became part of state structures, especially they established a partnership with military states. Until the 11th, 12th centuries, in the Muslim world, there was a separation between religious authorities, political authorities, economic entrepreneurs, and scholars of philosophy. At that time, there was diversity, there was religious multiplicity, and dynamism. Whereas later on, Muslims lost that, having multiple reasons. They started to have a partnership of religion and state undermining intellectuals and economic entrepreneurs, and it led to crisis. So, is this analysis only about Muslim countries? No, it is also about Europe. So Europe, from the 5th century to 11th, 12th centuries, were a very underdeveloped region. They had the Catholic Church and state alliance, no bourgeoisie, no philosophy. Europe did not have a city like Baghdad or a philosopher like Ibn Sina. But after the 11th, 12th centuries, Europeans started to have separation between religion and state, open universities, having merchant class with economic entrepreneurship in Italy, Netherlands, and then you have the rise of Europe. When we look at today, in the United States now, Donald Trump and Elon Musk and other big corporations coming together, which is a problem because my analysis says state and corporations should be separate. If they come together, it leads to corruption and decline of democracy. And this analysis telling you many things. It says how important the early Islamic scholarship is. Let me tell you some anecdotes. Abu Hanifa, I have a Turkish origin with Hanefi, and I heard that many Muslims in India are Hanefi too. Abu Hanifa was the founder of Hanefi school. He was a silk merchant. Rather than paying by the state, he was an independent, economic, resourceful person. When the Abbasi Caliph in the 8th century invited Abu Hanifa to serve the state as a judge, qadi, Abu Hanifa said no. And the Abbasi Caliph said, you have to give me a reason. Then Abu Hanifa said, I am not qualified as an excuse. The Abbasi Caliph, the king of the time, was angry. You are a liar, you are the most qualified. Then Abu Hanifa said, a liar can never be a judge. Then the angry ruler put him in prison and he was poisoned to death. So this shows how Muslims in their early history have leaders like Abu Hanifa who appreciate the autonomy and independence of scholarship rather than politics. Today, unfortunately, we have the problem of political Islam, who even go beyond the classical ulama-state alliance in many countries who want to establish Islamist project from Taliban to Saudi Arabia, from Iran to other countries, combining religion and politics, which didn't work. Now Iran is in crisis, Saudi Arabia tried to reform itself. What is the solution? My suggestion to Muslim societies is that the solution is democracy, solution both for Muslim majorities and minorities to accept citizenship, to accept that every citizen, regardless of their religion, are equal. So therefore, in Malaysia, in Pakistan, in Egypt, Christians, Hindus, Chinese, Taoists, everyone should be given equal rights. Similarly, Muslim minorities, I am a minority in the United States as a Turkish American Muslim minority in America. I want my state treat me as an equal citizen, but I have duties and responsibilities as a citizen to help the society, contribute society. Rather than politicizing my religion, I play a positive role as a citizen of the country. So let me conclude saying that my proposal is about secular state, democracy, citizenship. But when I said that, people said, in Tokyo, there was a scholar said, you came here to bring American project. And I told him, so what is the American project? Democratization of the Muslim society is an American project. And I say, I wish there was such a project. But United States never had the project of democratization. And my proposal is not a Western agenda of an American project. Instead, I'm trying to show Muslim readers and non-Muslim readers that when Muslims were successful from 8th to 12th centuries, it was a time of coexistence, open-mindedness, accepting diversity. Therefore, if Muslim society is minority Muslim, majority Muslims, want to engage in democracy, progress, science, it is not westernization, it is not American European agenda, but it is their history. And Muslim history is full of inspiration for a progressive future, for the young people especially, to get modeled. That's what the book tried to emphasize. Thanks for listening, and I'll be happy if there will be a question later on. Thank you.